Hello everyone and welcome back to Freedom Planet on Steam. I am One Wild Sheep yet again, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking on the Sky Battalion, the 4th zone of the game. And this stage is pretty unique in that it's split up into 3 major segments. Each segment has its own level design. Now to start things off, we start off at our main boat, our main airship that we were at. But there's a bunch of switches, 3 switches on there. Jump on a switch and you'll be teleported to one of these extra battalion cruising ships that are trying to take us out. Each ship has its own level design and its own theme. Now this first one by here is called the Earth... No, actually wait, what was this one called? It's not the Earth ship. Well, it doesn't really matter anyway because the themes don't really... You can't really tell much about the themes. The themes are just a thing. Like, it doesn't change the way the level looks or... Actually, I guess it changes some of the obstacles a tad, I don't know. But anyway, you're going to see brand new enemy. Well, I don't think it really can be classed as an enemy, but there's a thing here in this level that's basically a giant laser turret. Now, if you get caught in the laser beam of that laser turret, you're going to lose most of your health, because that will take off a large amount of damage. And you might have noticed that yin yin yang symbol that I just picked up for that. That's the first time in this game that we've actually ran into one of those, and ladies and gentlemen, what those are the ways we get into the bonus levels. Now, bonus levels aren't really levels in their own right. What they basically do is, when you go into a bonus level, you can get yourself 1-ups and extra shields and stuff. Basically, it's a chance game. It's a game of throw the dice. Kind of like Mario Party, you know, if you play Mario Party, you throw the dice and something lucky may or may not. You may or may not get something lucky, you know? So you essentially get the yin yang symbol, and you have a chance to get between 1 to 3 lives, or pretty much any of the shields that are in this game. Right now we actually got a new shield type that I haven't actually brought up, and this is the fire shield. Well, I lost the fire shield, which basically gives you touch damage. So if you touch the enemies, they will get hurt just by you walking into them. So there's that. Although it doesn't protect you from fire attacks. Now this by here is the first of mini boss of the stage, and this particular level has 3 major mini-bosses. Now this first one, if you're playing as Carol, just use these jump panels and jump up and try and kick it. And if you're playing as Lilac, well, you can just sort of use your Dragon Boost to try and take it down. And for the most part, this level is identical as Carol and Lilac, as most levels are. But there is one major difference when you get to the second mini-boss as Lilac. The second mini-boss is actually completely different to what it is as Carol. So yeah, we're going to a fire ship now, so we're going to have loads of fire turrets taking us on. But the second mini-boss as Lilac is actually going to be Spade. However, we're playing as Carol, so we don't get to see the Spade boss fight. But don't worry, folks, you will be seeing the boss fight later on in this playthrough because, well, later on down the line in the game, Carol gets to fight Spade in her own exclusive area, so that's something to look forward to. And honestly, I love the fact that this game lets you play as any character you want at any time, you know? It's just, like, you can choose what character you prefer to play as and just stick with that playstyle. And I do also like the fact that each of the characters have their own unique levels. Like, we haven't seen of the character specific stages yet. Like, everything so far we've seen, we can play as either Carol or Lilac, but basically, one of the design philosophies that I think the developers had was they initially designed the entire game around Lilac, you know, the dragon. So they initially did all the designs and tried get everything, make sure you can beat as Lilac. Then they modified the level design so it's beatable with the other characters, and I like the fact that they did that, you know, it goes to show they put a lot of effort into the level design as a whole. Now one of the main unique gimmicks about this particular zone is the fact you have loads of air fans. Now these air fans will blow you up whenever you jump into them, and they will give you a much higher jump height, so they're very useful to make use of, and we actually have to make use of them pretty soon. But anyway, second mini-boss of this level. And what this mini-boss essentially does is he's going to fly from the left or right of the screen and shoot about 3 to 4 missiles. Whenever you hear the missiles go, simply, yeah, sound effects. Simply jump over the missiles, and when you get a chance, just kick him. Then after he shoots the missiles, he's going to drop a bunch of bombs. When he drops the bombs, move out the way. It's easy enough to dodge. Now, and the main gimmick well, not really main gimmick, but the main thing you want to do is actually take out each of the cannons at the end of every segment. After each mini-boss, you have to fight cannons, destroy the cannons, and Toke will show up in his plane. When Toke shows up with his plane, hop on the plane, and you'll be able to progress on to the next area, and so on and so forth. And honestly, like I said, I really love the stage, and the music is just... I can't stress enough the music. And of course, this is the Earth stage, so of course, akin to what... Actually, we get to fight a lot of slimes, and that's mainly it. I mean, there's lots of crystals and stuff, but I can't really think of anything in the stage that particularly screams Earth theme, you know, other than crystals and slimes. I guess that's all they really needed. Like the themes of each of these ships are only slightly different, you know. I guess it's just to keep the level design fresh, because if they had the same theme going from each of these ships to exactly the same, it would be pretty damn bleh. But anyway, this ship in particular has these crushing devices. I've never been crushed by them, I don't think, so I don't know how much damage you take, but if you get crushed, well, you're going to lose a lot of health, I know that. And I don't think there's any instant death from crushing in this game, because later on in this playthrough, I believe, unless I cut that out, you're actually going to see me clip through the wall because the game hasn't got any coding for when you get crushed, so basically an enemy squeezes me between the wall and I get stuck with a rock, but because there's no crushing physics or anything like that, I just sort of clip upwards and I'm like, ah, cool, shortcut. It's pretty cool. But anyway, this grey shield by you is pretty rare one to run into, and what it does is it makes you invulnerable to spikes. See that spike pick down there? When we have this spike shield, as it's, I'm assuming it's called, we will not get hurt by them. And this is definitely a shield that I want to show up in Sonic at some point. Because good god, this would be useful. But anyway, time for the third and final mini-boss of this Sky Battalion. Now this guy, when you're fighting this guy as Lilac, it can be pretty tricky because you're going to need to wait by him to shoot down his giant crystal, which you'll have to jump on and reach him, and then hit him when you finally reach him. But when you're fighting as Carol, you can simply just wall jump up, and when you get high enough, well, when you get high enough, needless to say, you can kick him. Riveting, yes! And one of the things I love is actually this game works so well with Sega Saturn controller, because you can use pretty much any gamepad you like, because the game gives you the options to configure your controls, which is an option that's sort of disappearing recently. But I like it. So yeah, I'm using the Sega Saturn controller for this game, folks, and it works perfectly. It's like this game was built with the Sega games in mind, you know? But anyway, this is the final boss of this level in particular, and what's going to happen is you're going to have to shoot each of the glowy bits on the peacock feathers. Now whenever you destroy all the glowy bits, you need to hit the main body, and when you hit the main body, basically Prince Dale here, who's the boss we're fighting, is going to fly in from the left and right of the screen with an exclamation mark. Now if he's above you when he's flying in, what will essentially happen is he will sort of go over you and then he'll fly down. So what you want to do is duck. And if he's at the same level as you when he's flying in from the side of the screen, he's going to fly up, so just jump over him and you should be pretty safe. Occasionally he's going to shoot out a spirit bomb sort of attack like that, and it does a lot of damage. Try and dodge it whenever you can. And he also has this massive laser beam I'ma screw you attack, so just be careful of that. And for the most part, that's it for the boss fight. He also acts a little bit like Storm Eagle if anyone's played Mega Man X in one of his attacks, because he tries to push you off the side of the stage, but for the most part, as long as you continuously run towards him, there's a very high chance that his attack will run out before he gets a chance to actively knock you off, you know? Although, there's also a health pickup right by here, which you can actually pick up after the beginning of the stage if you want, but I don't recommend it because you want to save it for this boss fight. When his little glowy things on, you know, his fuck me lights on his feathers turn red, what you're going to want to do is simply hit the fuck me light until they all go, and that's basically the last phase. This is the last couple of hits to him. Honestly, I love this boss fight as well. The boss fights from this point, well, from the last boss fight onwards, get really high, tense, and action-packed, you know? And it doesn't really feel like you're fighting him in a pattern the way they've done it, you know? It feels like you actively have to think about what you're doing, but a couple of close swipes and he's done and dusted. Huzzah!
This is far from over!
Feel my power!
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the bonus game. Basically, like I said, you hit the dice block, and depending on how much green orbs you have, you'll actually be able to repeat this a couple of times. So you can either get a couple of shields, or if you're lucky, you can get, like I am, 3 1-ups. And if you have a lot of green orbs built up, you can actually farm this quite a bit for extra lives. Like, look how lucky I'm getting. I'm never this lucky with my extra lives.
Huh. So that's why your airships are boat-shaped.
How could Zhao do this?
He must have thought we were all he needed.
We would have been ready if he had told us. No wonder Brevon's gotten away with everything. Our leaders are too brain-dead to pay attention to anything but themselves! Never mind. I don't know.
It's all right. How far is the closest city?
Shang-Tu is just a few miles east. The river should take us there.
We'll give that panda guy an update on our situation. The Magister might be able to help.
I hope he believes us.
So, how did you two meet anyway? A green cat and a purple dragon girl seem like a weird mix.
Yeah, we were part of a street gang called the Red Scarves. We used to make crazy money from martial arts tournaments.
Is that where you met Spade?
Yeah, he was cool at first, but things got weird.
Why?
Well, there's lines we don't cross, and he crossed them.
If Spade is Prince Dale's brother, doesn't that make him a prince too?
I guess so. He never talked about it.
Things have been pretty crazy so far, huh?
Yeah.
How long have you been away from your parents?
I'm not sure. It feels like a really long time.
And you've been alone in the woods ever since?
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't sound weird, but that's kind of impressive. I wouldn't survive a day without my treehouse. Hey, when this is all over, how about we have a girls' night out? Just you and me.
You mean a play date?
Something like that. We could try out some dresses, or maybe buy a huge plate of sushi and just pig out.
What about Carol? Can she come too?
Good luck getting her to put a dress on.
Well, sure. I'd like that.
Great!
Look, everyone! The city!
Haha, my friends! How did the negotiations fare?
Prince Dale took the stone.
We need to speak to the Magister immediately.
I see. Very well then. He deserves to know.
A thousand good greetings to you, Magister.
It's my understanding that Shui Gong is now in possession of the Kingdom Stone.
Not exactly, Your Greatness. Someone else has it.
Explain.
It's been taken by a warlord named Brevon. He has been manipulating the 3 kingdoms into waging war.
And you have proof of this.
This is a fragment of one of Brevon's machines. Have your scientists examine it. You'll find that its mineral composition doesn't match anything that's built on your world.
Wait!
Don't touch it!
This theory you have of a man from another world sounds highly suspicious, at best. If you will allow me to explain, Magister, I have a different theory in mind.
Proceed.
This is nothing but an attempt from Mayor Zhao to cover up the atrocities he committed against our kingdom's stone. He must have offered you a generous reward to come here and make up this ridiculous story. After all, you can't resist money, Sash Lilac and Carol T.
And you know our names because...
You were quite the fortune teller yesterday, so I couldn't resist doing a little background check. Not only have the two of you been stealing crystal shards, you've been working for the same group that claimed responsibility for the stone's theft, the Red Scarves.
Hey, look, Lilac, it's our identical twin sisters.
They're criminals and spies, Your Excellency.
Is this true?
We We were just...
Wait. Magister, we're no longer members of the Scarves. It was a long time ago. We did what we had to survive.
Detain them until further notice. Make sure the commander and his evidence are properly quarantined.
Hey, easy!
Magister, please! We don't have time for this!
You're right. Take them away immediately.
Examine the fragment! Examine it!
that stupid panda girl.
Come closer. We can't let the guards hear us. Now, let's try and figure this out. We gotta bust out of here. But we can't leave without Torque.
You got any bright ideas, Miss Hero Pants?
It's not gonna be easy. He's been quarantined.
What if we bribe the guards?
Carol? We don't have any of our belongings.
Ooh, I'll pretend I have to pee really bad, and then when they open the gate, we'll make a break for it.
I told you, we can't leave without Torque.
Oh, right. Oh, I got it now. First, we'll both switch clothes, and then I'll switch with Mila. And then when they, This way!
Huh?
I can dig through here. Well, that makes it easy. Let's go.
Actually, only one of us should go. We don't want the guards to suspect anything.
I'll go. For the team.
The sooner you find Torque, the sooner we can get out of here.
It has come to my attention that there are still chasers among us. We must neutralize them.
Sha! I'll get you, Commander!
According to our intelligence reports, direct infiltration of the city will be impossible without exposing our operations.
As soon as they leave, I want them dragged to our remote base. Do whatever it takes to bring them under our control.
Nice try.
Well, there goes that plan. I'm sorry.
Wait! Tell the Magister, I want to confess.
What?
Very well. It's okay. I have an idea. So Torque has nothing to do with this. We forced him to help us against his will.
I see. Since you have displayed integrity in revealing this farce, I will release your friend. But this does not change your own fate. You and your companions have lied to us, and in doing so have wasted our time and resources. You will remain imprisoned until I deem otherwise.
If I may make one last request, I want to say goodbye to him and apologize for the trouble I've caused.
Very well. Make it quick.
I don't know what to say. We needed Shang-Tu's support.
I know, but we can't do anything while we're all sitting behind bars. We need more evidence.
But what about you guys?
We'll catch up with you. Busting out of here will be a piece of crab cake.
Subtle. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this part. And I have to say one thing, Nira sounds an awful lot like Rouge the Bat from Sonic, doesn't she? But I digress. I'll catch you all guys next time. So thank you all for watching, hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, and I'll see you all then. Bye!